Alright, so we are back with another D&D movie time. And before we start, I just want to say Happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And why are we making this special episode? Well, because we love you. Every one of you who watches our videos or subscribes to our channel, we love you guys for doing that. So, today, as you can plainly see, we are going to be watching 10 Things I Hate About You. Now, I know previously, I think in the last Valentine's Day video, I think I said we were going to watch Some Kind of Wonderful this year, but I wanted to wait on that, actually, because I don't think Cora's at an age where she can really appreciate those kinds of movies that are really just way more drama than anything else. So I picked 10 Things I Hate About You because it's more of a comedy, and it's actually a comedy I really like, and it's perfect for Valentine's Day. So, she has never seen this movie before, right?
Wait, this is completely new. I'm not sure about you.
Yeah, I've seen this a lot, so.
Okay, then I'm the only one who is new to see this.
But I've told you that it's a comedy. It's based off a book called Taming the Shrew, but it's like a modern retelling of that story with, of course, modern stuff. Well, back in the 90s, I think, is when this came out. Like, late 90s. I think all this stuff was, modernized from the original version. Also, this is going to have some faces you might be familiar with, Cora. Like Julia Stiles. You've seen her before in Dexter. The little bit you watched with me, she was in a season of Dexter. She's also in some other movies we might watch later. Like, I really want you to see the movie Orphan one day. I think you're going to love that. It's got such a great twist. And she's actually in the second one, which is the prequel to the first one. So, also it has Heath Ledger and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I think is his name. Joseph, you know from Third Rock from the Sun. If you've watched that with me, we used to watch it before you went to school with the family of aliens that were trying to learn about Earth. And he's also Robin in the Dark Knight movies. At least in the third one, I think. I don't remember if he I don't think he showed up in the one with Heath Ledger. But the one with Heath Ledger, he played the Joker. Which I'm sure you've seen. If you haven't seen the whole movie, I'm sure you've at least seen clips of that movie. So.
Just me. I didn't. And if I even did, I forgot about it.
Oh. No, none of your YouTube videos that you watch ever show clips from Batman? The Batman movies? Like the Joker going, "Why so serious?" No?
I should have to watch this when this comes out.
Anyways, alright, so we're going to go ahead, dive right in. If you stick around, let us know if you've seen this movie and what you thought of it. I really like this movie a lot, so it'll be interesting because I haven't watched it in several years. So, all right, we'll see you guys after the movie.
Bye.
There's a difference between like and love. Because I like my Skechers, but I love my Prada backpack.
Bianca Stratford is the most popular girl at Padua High.
You're asking me out?
I'm down. I've got the 411, and you are not going out and getting jiggy with some boy. I don't care how dope his ride is. Her sister, Kat, is something else entirely.
People perceive you as somewhat tempestuous. Heinous witch is the term used most often.
The only thing they have in common
I'm the only girl in school who's not dating.
Oh, no, you're not. Your sister doesn't date. Is one simple rule. Okay, you can date. When she does.
But she's a mutant. What if she never dates?
Then you'll never date. Oh, I like that. For Cameron, no one will go out with her. It's a problem.
Would any of you be interested in dating Katarina Stratford?
Maybe if we were the last two people alive. And there were no goats. Are there goats? For Patrick.
And what about him? I heard he ate a live duck once. Everything but the beak and feet.
It's a challenge.
So you two are gonna help me tame the wild beast?
Absolutely. And for Kat. It's about time.
Well, come on, think about it. Me with my arm around you.
You covered in my vomit. I'd like to spend tomorrow night with you. Now, as you know, it's the prom.
Touchstone Pictures presents.
Stay cool, bro. Yes, you.
A story for every guy who's ever tried.
You never give up, do you?
Was that a yes?
No!
Well, then was that a no?
No!
Every girl who's ever hoped.
You're not as vile as I thought you were.
This is not good.
And anyone who's ever been taken completely by surprise.
She kissed me.
Where?
In the car.
You're concentrating awfully hard considering it's gym class.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Alright, so we just finished.
10 things I hate about you.
And, so this movie was pretty good, huh?
Yes, especially when they filmed the messed up parts.
Yeah.
The end one seriously almost cracked me up.
Alright.
Until I had to do the outro.
Well, why don't you tell the viewers, what is this movie about?
This movie about a boy who's in love with the girl, but the dad is not to get married, and then
Date, not marriage. Marriage is much more long term. No one can date, or the sister can't date until her other sister dates. And her other sister is like antisocial.
yes, and I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure
She doesn't want to date anybody.
and I'm pretty sure that means she is not in love.
No, she just doesn't want to date anyone. She didn't want to have any friends or boyfriend or anything like that. She just wanted to be left alone.
I mean, if I did that if I did that when I'm a teenager, I'm probably gonna have to have friends.
Well, that's the thing. She was driving everybody away. So that is what happens.
So this boy's in love with his girl, but he can't marry until he gets his sister, her sister to get other guy to date his sister.
So what do?
To go ahead and pay this random guy money to get me with the sister.
Date the sister.
Date whatever. The sister in love because it's much more easier.
Actually, they paid. Okay, so they got another guy, the rich, snobby guy, to pay this random guy that would have been a good match for her. They pay him, or they get him to pay this guy, so this guy will take out the sister. And does he do it?
of mistakes, but it's okay.
What mistakes?
They, like, sometimes the sister got it angry and...
Broke up?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's run through the things. Okay, so first Heath Ledger takes her to a party. His name is Patrick. We'll just call him Heath, and Julia for the main two characters. So Heath takes Julia to a party. She gets drunk and dances on a table, knocks her on her head, and he spends the next several moments helping her, right?
Wait, Dad! We all know what that leads to.
What?
And we all know what that leads to.
Well, he drives her home, and she tries to kiss him. Now, do you think he made a good move not kissing her, or?
A little bit of a good move because it's actually safe to say don't get in love too quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I mean by that, don't kiss too early. Trust me.
But the thing is, though, she took it as offensive that he didn't kiss her when she tried to kiss him. So that's why she got mad. And what did he do to get her back?
Take call to the prom, question mark?
No, that was later.
I didn't know. Oh yeah, sing our song and dance.
And he got chased by the school security.
Yes, and I guess he planned that and...
Well, he paid people to play that song so he could sing her that song. What'd you think? If you were her and you were watching this guy who likes you doing that, what would you think?
What the hell is going on?
Would you think it's romantic?
I would probably say, what the hell is going on? That's where it makes no sense.
Well, he was doing something big to get her attention.
And like, but it would also be romantic at the same time.
So finally, we get back to they're kind of going out. They're kind of falling in love with each other. And then she questions his motives on dating her, picking her. And then they kind of break up again. And the sister kind of, yells at her and stuff for, what she did and not wanting to go to the prom and...
Oh, no!
Alright, so... She ends up going to the prom with Heath Ledger. And... what happens at the prom?
So they go ahead, fell with a weapon, and then they broke up when the sister cat saw the one who's in love as the other sister and paid him money.
So when the jerk guy shows up, he yells at Heath Ledger for not making things work out the way he wanted, and ends up slipping and saying that he paid Heath Ledger to take out Julia Stiles, and she gets mad and leaves him again. Only this time, it's not permanent, and she's not really mad at him because she actually does love him at this point.
get to a clip when we're in school again, and I guess they did a thing where we go ahead and tell about the journals.
No, they were writing poems.
Oh,
and she wrote a poem about him called 10 Things I Hate About You. That's why the name of the movie is that.
Oh my God, I wonder why the movie's named 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yep.
No, look.
But then at the end, what does she say at the end of her poem? Don't you remember?
I know I say.
She says that she doesn't hate him, not even a little bit, not even at all.
Yep. So guess what? This broken heart is not fixed.
And what did he buy her?
A guitar.
Pretty cool guitar, huh? So then we have the end credits, and Cora's favorite part, I guess, is the outro with all the outtakes.
Yes, and the end was cracking me up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we will be right back after this, and Cora and I will give our final scores.
Bye.
Hello there. I promise we'll get right back to the video shortly. I just wanted to say that many writers, YouTubers, readers, and gamers often talk about one thing that they all share in common, and that is drinking coffee. And perhaps you're tired of going out and ordering expensive high-end coffees and cappuccinos from huge corporations and are looking for a way to have that same or better coffee brewed right in your own home. So I want to ask that you consider trying Coffee Brand Coffee. You can order from an array of different blends that will be delivered right to your door. And if coffee is not your thing, they also have teas, cocos, and chocolates. Why am I doing this, you may ask? Well, for a long time now, I have been a fan of a channel called The Quartering, which is constantly reporting on the news, and the head of the channel, Jeremy, has worked really hard for his viewers over the time I've watched this channel. He has done so much, helping out others and smaller channels, working hard to make several videos a day, which I can tell you, does take quite a good amount of work. And recently, he started his own coffee company. So if you're willing to try and change to a better coffee, tea, or K-cup because you need that sweet caffeine fix to get you through writing that next novel, reading that next book, playing that new video game long into the late hours of the night, or starting off early in the morning for a long live stream, then head over to the website for Coffee Brand Coffee or check out the channel The Quartering and see what delicious specials they have going on.
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend, Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware, will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
Alright, Cora, so 10 things I hate about you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rank this movie?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for 10 things I hate about you?
Oh my god, I actually ones. 10 things I hate about you. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Just a joke.
Well, who is your favorite character?
The main character.
The girl or the boy?
No.
And there's like 4 main characters. Technically, there's 5. The main girl, Julia Stiles. The main guy, who she falls in love with. The younger sister. Or the guy who was after the younger sister. Or the jerk who paid Heath Ledger to take out Julia Stiles.
There's 7.
Or the best friend. No, you... Who? Cora, tell me.
I would probably say the first one.
Julia Stiles?
Why not?
The blonde girl?
Why not?
The one from Dexter? What do you like about her?
Oh, she was super nice.
She wasn't super nice. That's exactly quite the opposite.
What? Which one is which? Which one's which?
I mean, no girl was super nice in that movie. I mean, Bianca was spoiled.
But
That was the little sister. I don't know the actress's real name. But
the little sister.
She was bad. She was spoiled. She flirted with one guy who she kind of liked just so she could get a date with the most popular guy in school.
Okay, what about that?
So Julia Stiles is the main girl, and she wasn't nice at the beginning. She kind of becomes nice towards the end, but she starts off mean and harsh towards everybody. So anyways, so Julia Stiles is your favorite character? Can you sit down? What, did you have a favorite part in the movie? Not the outtakes?
Oh. Okay, the end, but not the outtakes. The end, when they fall in love.
When she's reading the poem or when she gets the guitar?
When she gets a guitar.
Do you remember what she says to him?
Thank you.
No, she says, you can't just buy me a guitar every time you... Right?
Yeah, no, this is why.
And what does he say?
maybe a but what is it? And
There's drums and a bass and maybe a tambourine.
and you probably know that's going to probably too. He's probably going to buy whole every single instrument.
Well, with the way they were
Even the computer.
fighting and stuff. Yeah, probably. Alright. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give 10 Things I Hate About You. Go with a 10 out of 10 also. Like I said, for a romantic comedy, this is probably one of my favorites. It's one of the ones I kind of grew up with. For the very short time I had left to grow up. Because I think this came out when I was 17, so...
You weren't even being in the kitchen at the start. You're cleaning up.
What?
You're cleaning up. I'm looking at the movie, but also I saw you not looking at the movie and looking at other stuff.
I was looking at the movie. Cora, I've seen this movie before. I know every part of this movie. I've watched it a lot. I used to have it on VHS, DVD, and then I ended up losing the VHS, the VHS got ruined, and then the DVD got lost, and now I have it on Blu-ray. So, I've owned this movie at least a couple different times.
So that
I also have the soundtrack on my iPod. I actually have the soundtrack disc somewhere.
So you got that movie 4 times,
Pretty much.
and you watched
This is one of my favorite romantic comedies. Not like the best one, but it is like one of my favorites. It's one I like to go to. If I was going to sit down and have a marathon of romantic comedy movies,
and
this would definitely make it in the top 5.
you love this, and you watched this 1 billion times.
I don't know
Or
about billion, but I've watched it quite a bit.
Or 20 billion.
Nowhere in the billions. But alright, we're going to wrap up this Valentine's Day episode. We hope you guys enjoyed this review. And if you haven't seen this movie, it's definitely something we would recommend. As both of us gave it a 10 out of 10. So, yeah, that's going to wrap up this episode, and we'll see y'all in the next video.